things are going so well that I believe we also just got our feed started over at our YouTube Live. So if you want to go watch us over at YouTube Live, just go to YouTube and go to the channel for Oneness Talk Radio, and you'll find us up at YouTube pretty much right now. Yeah. So now my beloved Sri can speak. So I have not been monopolizing the conversation, just so you know.
She's been covering for me.
I've been behind the scenes while I've been given, that old, drag it out, keep saying. So again, remember, you can call us 517-208-1500. And everyone, here's my beloved angelic miracle man, Sri Ram Ka. And I just want to say, Sri, thank you for proving to all of us that miracles are real.
Well, miracles are real. And the thing I want to say to each and every one of you is that when our heart opens to a deep degree of trust,
parties in the conference,
that is the moment that we are able to call in the miracles. Excuse me for a second. We have one more of those technical.
We're done.
It's good now.
It's all good. Yeah.
Okay. It's been an interesting thing. Let me just take two side notes here. One is that have you ever done something and it works fine for a dozen times, and then the 13th time it didn't work?
Yes.
The 14th time it didn't work. That's what happened here a few minutes ago. It just, YouTube wasn't handshaking, but we're back. We're fine. So I want to come back.
We're amazing because of this community. I just want to give a big, we love you, because this is a powerful moment for all of us. And, and I think for all of us to come together in the voice of oneness, in the voice of unity, and to recognize that in this moment in April, every single one of us, Sri and I included, needed to be a part of, a witness of, and a participant in a bona fide miracle. And so I bow before you all and say thank you.
Yeah, so let me fill in the blanks for those of you that are going, what's this?
What's happening?
It's important to understand that each of us, our whole life is our spiritual path. We may be unconscious that we're walking a spiritual path. When we begin to walk consciously, everything takes on a new context, a new texture. When we begin to uplift through the dominance of the ego and begin to reside in the foundation of the heart, that's when tolerance, acceptance, love, compassion, all of the higher qualities that really help the world to nourish new beginnings, to nourish creativity, all of those energies start at the heart. Everything below the heart is a self-absorbed focus that's kind of grounded in fear, competition, and desire, and all of that stuff. So we get the experience in our entire life of walking through those energies.
Yes.
For those that have said yes to their conscious expansion, have said yes to the ascension that is the opportunity that's happening here, then it becomes a conscious choice to continue to re-up, to continue to keep going. And that's what we call self-ascension.
I'm smiling as you share that, Sri, because, beloved ones, I want to share something. It was a really tender, sweet moment that right before Sri and I left his hotel room, after we had his sincere miracle cure. And if you were with us at the Mastery Mentorship Miracle Gathering, and what is turning out to be regular ensoulments every month this morning, thank you. It was an hour of incredible, tender, healing, expansion, love, and ascended presence. And if you have our app, go check out. We'll be uploading the audio and the video tonight if you couldn't join the ceremony live. But, if you don't have our app, get it, because what a community. What an incredible miracle community. And we're getting really, really close to the magic number of 1,000 people. And this is what Archangel Zadkiel had told Sri and I 17 years ago, that when we got to this number of 1,000 people coming together in harmony, the next wave would ignite. And I believe that it is no coincidence, Sri, that we're at 900, and I forget what Sue told me this morning, or 890. I think it was 890. So come on, if you don't have the app, download the app, get the energy, come on board, be part of this rising tide, because I think the timing of what we've just been through, in harmony with what's happening in April, and this whole weekend, we're going to be expanding the April predictions. Sri and I are going to be putting out a second video about April. I think all of this is building to a profound moment. And this is why all of the energy, all of the things that are around us are coming together. And so let's do this. Let's do this, guys, because I believe that Sri and I are here right now to demonstrate that even when death knocks at your door, if you hold true to the yoga of self-ascension as the art of ascended living, miracles are real and they do happen. And honest to goodness, if you got our e-card today, the doctor looked me in the eye and told me Shri had 30 minutes to live. And they weren't sure they could get into him on time.
Well, and then, I just want to share some of the suffering.
Yeah.
And,
No.
So I'm having this emergency surgery a week and a half ago, and literally there were some blood clots in my large intestine that they can't explain where they came from.
They have, by the way, they cannot, this was acute mesenteric ischemia, if you want to find out what a miracle Shri is. And they, to this day, have no idea how this happened.
Yeah, there was, my blood,
we have some
my blood
ideas.
Is perfect. But anyway.
We have some ideas, but they're not of this
There's
world.
some other causes.
There's other issues here.
But the sequence of events that is kind of cascading here is I had a tummy ache. And then it didn't go away. And no matter how much Alka-Seltzer I took, it wouldn't go away.
He was really in a lot of, it was horrible to witness.
And so as the pain grew, I said, we've got to get into the hospital. So when we finally got there, as Kira shared, there was very little time left. They took my blood levels and did a scan. I wasn't truly.
He was already not there, guys. He was already not there.
But the long and short of it is that, well, not the long and short of it, it's just a piece of it. Is that
moment.
So Kira's there alone, being told that her beloved has, a 20% chance of living. Then the doc comes out mid-surgery, 2 hours into it, and says, you need to go get blood.
I'm sitting, I kid you not, they like left me in this hallway, and I have to admit, crying my eyes out, feeling very like Zodkill, you guys, community, that's what got me through. No phone, no nothing. And this surgical nurse comes out 2 hours into the surgery to tell me I have to go downtown Cuenca and buy blood for my husband because he needs a transfusion.
So apparently here in Ecuador, the Red Cross handles the blood and all the hospitals draw on the same pool.
So first thing people were like, and they gave me a tube of his blood to go down to make sure they had it.
Yeah, to do the match.
Yeah.
Well, so she's having that very lonely journey, and they can't help but be in fear that will I get back in time? Will the blood get there in time? The longer it did.
It did because his surgery was so long. We had the time.
And then the doc comes out again and says, and the hospital shoves papers under Kira's nose saying, what do you want us to do with his remains if he dies? Because the odds were not 50-50.
I don't want to go there.
And so this is just one of those horrible life experiences that just shakes you at your core. Kira Ra was conscious, being shook, all her security and her foundation and all the unsaid words, all the undone promises, all of that just being taken away. I was not conscious at that moment. It was later on that I became very conscious of what was going on with me. And the reason we share this with you is it was a very grave, very real life experience.
It's about as authentic as it gets, my loves. When a twin flame union soul couple are ripped apart and recognizing that it was our foundation, our strength, our commitment to the yoga of self-ascension that kept us together through the entire process, even when we were physically separated.
And I have a lot of mystical impressions.
A lot.
That I will share step by step throughout the shows and with classes and things, because my life's forever changed. I anchored in a new state of beingness that will be revealed. Meaning that as we talk and as we share, it'll make more sense to you, the words that I would put around it. But for right now, just to kind of recount the story, and then we're done with that, is that this life-shaking experience, I know for myself and for my beloved Kira, helped us or stimulated us to anchor deeply in the divine trust of the universe.
Even more, if that was even possible. Yep. Like, I didn't think that was possible. And it's like every time you think you've gotten to a layer, another one reveals itself.
You know, and that's the thing about the evolutionary process. There's always more. Yeah. Some people say, oh, I've done the work. I went to the workshop. I'm feeling better. I'm good. I'm done. I'm cooked.
And that's good. And it's good to anchor there for a while.
And maybe you need to hang out there a
Yeah,
while
absolutely,
and harvest
absolutely.
the realizations of that state of being or that plateau of beingness. And I know for myself, I was very much foundationalized in a deep trust of the universe.
Yeah.
I know I am not my body. I know that I am a formless energy inhabiting this body. And we are operating in the world.
Yes.
So because we have one foot in the world and one foot in the heavens, you might say, that one foot was feeling a little nervous, the one that was in the world. And so it was a beautiful experience to learn how to bring the love and light of the universe to all parts of our beingness, to all parts of our relationship, and to all parts of our union, to all parts of our greater community.
Yeah.
And that's really one of the takeaways for myself and for Kira, is this has made us much stronger. It has made us stronger. And everything that happens to you, beloved ones, every event in your life is there for ultimately your upliftment.
And no matter what the resolution is, I have to admit that Sri and I had never been shown an experience where I would carry on without him. That has never been shown to us. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it was never shown to us for a reason, but maybe it's never been shown to us because other things have been. And so there was this moment of recognition deep inside of me, despite the very human, incredible despair and incredible sadness. And yet witnessing where my attachments were. And, Sri and I have been married 17 years. We had never been apart. Ever. And so this was the first time we've been forced apart. He was in the intensive care unit. I couldn't be there. And so it was another very fascinating journey, because the first night in the intensive care unit at 1:15 in the morning, I startled awake screaming, "Don't you dare leave me." And the next morning, when I was able to go see Sri, he shared with me that at the same time was when he was aware he was leaving me, and he woke up screaming my name. And that his first experience after screaming my name was that he was upset he had done that because he knew it was going to wake me up.
Yes.
And that's exactly what it did. It woke me up. But simultaneously and seemingly unrelated, and many, many people have also been sending us emails about their visions about Sri or myself during this time. The gentleman named Edwin, some of you know Edwin that come here. He's a wonderful man who does a lot of the transportation for our guests when they come here to visit Tosa Blue Mountain. He called me up and he was very, not disturbed, just fascinated. He said, "Kira, I had a very unusual dream last night because it felt so real. And it was right around 1:30 in the morning. And I was driving your car and Sri appeared in it and said, 'Please take me home to my wife.'" And so I'm sharing this with you because we have a 2-day weekend here. We're going to take it as slow as we can. We're going to take it as fast as you want. We're going to look forward to talking to you. We're going to start taking some of you on the phones very quickly here. And if you'd like to give us a call, remember it's 517-208-1500 to say hello or receive a mini soul reading. But we're exploring the real deep mysteries here because there is a serendipity with this April moment. And I think before we go any further into what's been happening in the overlays, let's talk a little bit more about those April energies. I think that's really important.
Because we shared our personal experience and we thank you for your kind attention.
Yeah.
We want to talk about the greater energetic flow. And of course, for us, we saw some synchronicities in our personal piece of that hologram. Mm-hmm. But, April is really a month where either the illusion or illumination. It's going to be the
and it's either or. You cannot simultaneously be in the illusion and receive the illumination that's available right now. And that's a really important point.
And just kind of be with that for a moment, because to the extent that your sacred attention, remember, attention is where you focus your energy and love. So when you give attention to that which irritates you, you are amplifying it, are you not?
Right. It's actually giving into the illusion.
It is.
Yeah.
And virtually anything that irritates you or provokes an emotional response is part of the illusion.
Yeah.
Because in the transcendent realms, as soon as you take a little breather at the 5th dimension and get up at the 7th and beyond, none of that stuff exists. Yet you are there. Yeah. You are the durable factor. You are the cosmic being that is having a multidimensional experience. One of them is called Earth. So as we learn to unhook a little bit from the attachment to the earth perspectives and the earth experiences, doesn't mean you stop living and engaging. It just means the Velcro of it is not pulling you into singular focus. That's a lot about what April is about as well, because April is where the illusion is going to grow in its magnetism. Big time.
And the illusion in April has gotten very, very, very powerful. And so what does that mean? Well, one of the things that we'll be sharing in our video, and I did share just a little bit in the pre-April predictions video, which is currently posted on YouTube at our YouTube channel, Official Sri and Kira. And I really encourage you to go watch that video. It is only 6 minutes long. And even if you skip to the last 3.5 minutes, you want to pay attention to that ensoulment that came in from the divine directors about April, because it's a very powerful ensoulment. And Sri and I are unpacking that ensoulment during this two-day radio series and on our second video, which will be posted hopefully by tomorrow night up at YouTube as well, about April. So the reason I'm sharing this with you is that we are still in this Mercury retrograde release. Remember, it was a cycle that began February 19 through April 16th. So we are in this amplified moment that's culminating this cycle within a cycle. So this is extraordinarily important time to pay attention to the energetic choices you are making. And one of the things in this ensoulment is they talked about that people are where they are. Those choices have already been made. Yeah. So whatever your true choice has been, this is what's playing out in your world right now. And I can share from example that for Sri and I, you know, our true choice is a commitment to the teaching and the expansion. We are now clearer than ever that we are ready to expand. You know, we intentionally pulled out of the public domain about 10 years ago, and we're very clear that it's time for us to reinsert. And so we're not sure what that's going to look like, but we're going to trust it and move forward, because the voice of light is being squeezed by the propensity of the voice of not light. I don't want to use the word dark, because without each other, we don't exist regardless, because from the voice of the not light, the voice of light seems pretty crazy. Why would anybody do that? And from the voice of light, we sometimes often look at those that are not in the same experience, and our hearts go out to them as well. Yet we are better together. The key is how we can harmoniously craft the energy that would sustain both without one having to kill the other to be. And it always reminds me, Sri, of the Lost Books of the Essene. And one of the beautiful things that was said by the Cosmic Essene, which was, nothing needs to die for you to live. Nothing. And this is why Sri and I are strict vegetarian. Nothing needs to die for us to live. You know, we took that very, very literally. And you can take that anyway. Yet we are in a moment in April when that is exactly the energy that's being tested. And remember that this is going to build it's been building. It's going to keep building since the release of that retrograde at the end of March, all the way up until April 16th. And then the post-April 16 period. Guys, if you think this is intense, I just lost my breath talking to you about it. You know, I really did. That's why those of you watching us on YouTube, I'm wearing my spondylus today. Spondylus was considered finer than gold for the Inca. And these spondylus shells are unique here in Ecuador. And the purple up here is also spondylus. And then it has this beautiful green turquoise in it. And the reason I'm wearing it is, it was about ascended presence. It was about owning your immortality. And so I am owning our immortality. I can tell you that right now. Are you owning your immortality? And this is the gift that I believe I have had. As you guys know, my first near-death experience was when I was very, very young. I was, died of uterine cancer. I was clinically dead for 4 minutes. I had a profound near-death experience that took me a little while to unpack. Similarly, scroll forward, and I had a second near-death experience right after Sri and I got together. And now my husband, in order to re-up, has had his experience. And so what we know is that it has taken the ensoulment energy to a whole new amplified level for us, and that this new group called the Divine Directors that's coming in is profound. And this is why, again and again, with all my heart and soul, please go to our YouTube channel, official Shri and Kira, watch the little 6-minute video that we already put out, pay attention to that ensoulment, and let's unpack more of April, because are you feeling the intensity? I mean, how many of you are feeling this? How have your past few weeks been? Have you felt that maybe you were getting an energetic attack of some sort? These are actually moments of preparation for the energies that are building, building, building. Remember, 2019 was the reinsertion. We have reinserted back into the Ascension escalator. That started in 2015 through 2022. Remember, 2018 was the anomaly year. So this triple supermoon energy, remember, we just finished the third supermoon right in this Mercury retrograde with all of this other dormancy energy resurfacing. This is a moment to pay attention. What has come forward in your life in the past couple of weeks, and how are you navigating it? Is it pulling you into the illusion, or is it facilitating your illumination?
Illusion or illumination?
Yeah.
One of the things that we've often found as we tune into the higher dimensional wisdom is that because we exist in this 3D polarity, there's always a teeter-tottering kind of presentation. There's always a choice. Yep. One choice is usually expansive. Another choice is usually contractive. Now, this doesn't mean one is better than another. What it means is that the being who makes the choice is going to have a certain kind of experience.
Right.
And from that, they will be informed and they'll make a new choice, perhaps.
Exactly. Perhaps. Because it's always your choice. Yeah. That's it, right? It's the choice of the choice of the choice. This is Archangel Zadkiel's, sharings. And so I want to talk more about this, Shri, but we're getting close enough to the end of our first segment. Why don't we say hi to a caller? All right, we have about 2 minutes. So Shri, let's just say hi to someone. So we're going to go right to the call board, and we're going to say hi to, it looks like Jean from Honolulu. Hey, namaste, Jean. Welcome.
Aloha, Shri and Kira.
Aloha.
It was so great to see you both looking so vibrant at this morning's Miracle Team ceremony. I cannot tell you the joy that was filled into my heart seeing you both, and just amazing miracle. And I, interestingly enough, had taken that week off. The week of the 25th. Didn't know why I was taking it off. I wasn't going anywhere, but something told me a couple of months ago to take that week off of work. And as a result, I got the email pretty quickly after it was sent on Wednesday. And it was like, I've known you both for 13 years, and I've always kind of considered myself like a C- student of yours.
Oh, gee.
But it was like the stakes were so high. It was time to get real, and I had to let go of the doubt. I had to let go of the fear, and I had to just pour all love into the miracle that we were manifesting. So it's a beautiful opportunity, and I want to thank you, Shri, for giving me, and I'm sure many others, that gift to stretch beyond where you may have been before.
Yes. Thank you for having your heart open. I tell you what, we're going to have to come to a close for right now.
Thank you, my love. We love you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, honey.
I love you both. Aloha.
Aloha. So for all of you listening in at TFR Live, OnenessTalkRadio.live, we're going to be back on the other side of the station break. And for those of you at YouTube, stick around.
We got a lot of show to go.
Welcome back, beloved ones. We are delighted to be with you here on another edition of Exploring the Mysteries with
Such a
Shri
gift.
and Kira.
Oh, and we are exploring so many mysteries. Hey, we're talking about life, death, ascension, light, dark, love, hate, all the above, because the energies of April are saying all of that to us. The energies of April are inviting us to, and I want to go back a couple weeks when we talked about how when we came out of that retrograde, that now it was like everything was going to start appearing in the garden. And not all the seeds you planted were flowers. You know, not all of them were yummy vegetables. Some of them were weeds and they're going to need to be pruned, but everything is sprouting. And as we come into this week and we're moving closer to that April 16 peak moment, which will culminate that cycle within a cycle, we are all at a moment where the illusion is carrying a particularly, I'm going to use the word pervasive energy that is very sticky, very complex, and very interested in taking your illumination. So this is a powerful moment to seriously pay attention to what you're paying attention to. And I want to share again that, you know, part of the reason Shri and I went to Cuenca last week, which is also what saved Shri's life, that we were already in Cuenca. Had we been here at our home up in the mountains, the extra hour would have killed him. Literally. So like a lot of things went right. And so, but the reason we went was because I had already had this very clear guidance through divine directors to completely unplug from all forms of, I'm going to use the word illusionary news media. And so I have completely been unplugged about on my 20th day now. And I was inviting Shri to join me into that process, which is what led us to Cuenca. And of course, he's now been forced to do the same, whether he wanted to or not, although he did. But the gift is that in this moment of April, we really encourage you, if you are listening to something or tracking something and it's not bringing joy into your world, it's not offering you clarity, greater illumination, then it's offering you fodder for the illusion. Yeah. You know, remember, this is all illusion anyway. However, the illusion is a complex matrix of many dreams upon dreams upon dreams. And so the reality, if we were to give it to you that way, is that in this moment, there is a choice before you. Are you in the illusion or are you in your illumination? Because both are very, very rich and power-filled, and either choice is fine, but they are mutually exclusive. You can't do one or the other. You have to pick. You have to choose.
Let's pick. You know, and I'm just smiling because how many times have you gone to the cinema to see a movie and it's engaging and you're in it, you're enjoying it, you're whatever, and maybe you weren't enjoying it. However, when you go to bed that night, guess what you dream about?
The movie, right? The dream of the dream.
Guess what's filling your mind?
Exactly.
Well, why do you think ordinary life's any different than that movie?
Good point.
Here's this grand illusion that is co-conspired, co-created by all different levels of consciousness, projecting out into the world what they need. And you are on a path of upliftment, yet all the projections and all that activity are infiltrating your mind, infiltrating your consciousness, thus pulling you into that level of beingness.
Right.
This is what we're referring to. So
yes.
we're saying that to the extent that you've done the work, that you have your practices in place that help support that inner peace and that divine connection, be very mindful this month.
Yeah. And also a lot of you over in the chat room at onenesstalkradio.com are commenting about this sense of not attack, but there's definitely a malevolent energy.
There is.
This is part of what the illusion is brewing right now. And you know, in the first half of the show, we really want to lay the groundwork on this. Where there is light, there is not light. I'm really not enjoying the word dark anymore because of its judgment. However, those two exist as a framework for each other. And when we can expand our consciousness into the recognition that when we expand, we gain compassion, you know, and this is one of the blessings is when we become the witness of the witness witnessing, when we keep going up that ladder, when we can open our vision, the true essence of forgive them, they know not what they do, really transforms into love them, they know not what they do. And it expands your compassion. Now, with Shri, and we're going to be using this a lot as an example because we know we're supposed to, unless you guys write us and say, nah, don't use it. But with Shri, he was attacked at many different levels, right? So there was the physical body, which also affected his emotional body, which also affected his spiritual body, which also affected my spiritual body, my emotional body. And interestingly enough, our dear friend Johanna Sand also went through an experience at the exact same time, the exact same moment that Sri did, so much so that I was sitting there freaking out and I could not get her on the phone till 2:00 that afternoon because she herself had had the same thing. So all of us, everyone is having this. Now, I will throw this out here, and we don't need to explore it, but I want to respond to all of you that are in this beautiful chat room. Many people, and Sri and I, when Sri was sitting in intensive care and he was sitting in the hospital room and he couldn't do anything, I would read him your beautiful letters. I read him all of your loving letters. I read
so
him
many hundreds of beautiful emails.
We were both sitting there. I don't even know how many tissues we went through, and I'm going to get misty just talking about it again. But this is the power of community. This is the power of I believe in miracles. This is the power of forget the skepticism, forget the nastiness, forget the need to just be nasty to be nasty, and come together with the miracle formula, which is sincerity plus love plus presence does equal miracles. And you all were participants, and thereby this miracle energy is inviting you to expand it right now. We feel that we are doing this for you so that you can have a greater sense of this miracle presence. And so I think it's an important moment, don't you, Sri?
Absolutely. And you know, sometimes the mind is useful because it helps you put a context on things, get a sense of where it all fits.
Right.
Sometimes the mind is seeking to put a limit on things because don't disturb me with the unknown.
Exactly.
And I just want to remind you, the universe is bigger than your brain.
Yes, it is.
So the unknown is part.
This is your brain on the universe here.
You are a bubble floating in a
I
sea of
love
magnificence.
It. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And you know, so are all these amazing callers. Sri, let's go. We have Lori here calling from Pacifica, California. Let's open up the line. Namaste, Lori. Welcome to the show, Angel.
Hi, I'm so happy to talk to you both. I've been praying and I'm so thrilled with the miracle of Sri. And it's just such a blessing.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you. With all our heart and soul.
Yes.
Thank you.
I felt in praying just this beautiful rainbow energy around both of you, really. And so I just wanted to say that. and for a mini soul reading, if that's okay, something changed my life dramatically on August 31st of 2017 that I'm still going through. And I'm wondering if there's going to be a positive outcome in all of this, or something, a miracle of sorts, or something to look forward to.
Yeah, you know, first and foremost, my love, the minute you said the date and I connected with you, I felt your heart like twist. It's almost like your heart went sideways, and it's like if you take a rope and you twist it really tight, and that's what's trying to unreal. That's what's holding the energy right now. And when you ask if there's going to be a positive outcome, it's so funny. They said the rainbows that you saw toward us are already wrapped around you. That is assured. That what you saw when you connected in to assist us was the energy that's been waiting for you to harvest. And they're saying, go back into that portal of light, reclaim that energy. And they're saying, I'm using my hands on, if you can, it's like I'm scooping out of the universe. And they're saying, scoop this crystalline gel, pack it into your heart, heal all that needs to be healed, and celebrate that the page is being turned. They're saying by June. I just keep hearing the word June, 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 June.
Oh, I chill.
So do I. So do I.
Really? And relationship-wise?
It's all part of this. Everything's part of this. That's part of this heart coming back. You know, it's like the ropes releasing. Yeah. It's all part of it. And it's like, oh, I can breathe. And it's like, just keep one foot in front of the other, because it's all about this. You're in it now. You're in the ship now. Just keep going. It's all related. It's all one.
A wonderful experience of trusting without having the roadmap.
I love it. I love it. And we love you, Lori. Thank you, my love. Such
Much
a
love,
gift.
dear.
I love you guys.
Mwah. We love you too, sweetheart. Thank you. You know, Shri, as I was sharing with Lori, I was reminded that, and a lot of people in the Oneness Talk Radio chat room were talking about what felt like these attacks or these intense energies. And we do want to share this with you guys. And we please hear this in the manner it's intended, but quite a few people sent us a vision of how they feel this happened with Shri energetically or whatever. And I had the exact same vision. And as a matter of fact, we had a beautiful community member from Italy send her vision in, and I was in the hospital room reading it.
I wish.
I wish. And I kid you not, guys, my mouth dropped because it was exactly the same vision I had. And before we share with you what that was, what I think Shri and I both want you to hear is that it doesn't matter if that's the energy, even if that energy was meant to really hurt us and meant to really hurt him. In the hands of the divine, it was like the archer that killed Krishna. He did his job. His job was to send that arrow and pierce Krishna as he laid in the woods. It's the archer came tree. And so I'll let you decide how much of that you want to share, Shri. But for all of you, these energies that you feel are so intense and attacking right now are coming to wake you up, to show you how much you've got.
That's the fundamental line.
It's right the there. Captain Dan moment. Is that all you got? You know?
Without belaboring the conversation, I did experience demonic energies that were attacking me. And as I was out of body and was able to perceive more clearly the energetic layers, there were incredible forces that were seeking to interfere.
And we know who they were.
And so one of the things that I discerned through this process is they can't touch me.
No.
But they can contribute to worldly events or worldly problems because the physical is more their arena of activity.
Yeah.
Now that said, without getting into a dynamic of us versus them kind of thing.
And it's not about that. We are so grateful. Everyone has played their role perfectly. So you need to hear that.
How do you grow?
Exactly.
Are you ready for a quantum leap?
Right.
And in that case, it might take a quantum terror, or it might take a quantum attack in order to reminder to muster forth the truth.
Yeah.
So as these energies were seeking to destroy my life force, to inhibit the
they had tried working on me the week before, and I knew it, and I understood what they were doing, and Shri and I had been talking about it. So the only place they had left to go was my beloved Shri.
And what I learned from this is I anchored ever more fully in my Christed energy. I anchored ever more fully in the authentic truth, which I am.
Oh, yeah.
And this is such BS. The rest of it.
It's illusion. That's why I just get out of the illusion and it all goes away. It gets so much easier. They can't find you if you're disconnected from the illusion.
And so you consider for a moment, if the benevolency of the universe says, Shri, you need to get on the stick.
Yeah.
It's time for you to come forward in a greater way. And I think we can get at you through your body. Do you think a being of love would do that? Would want to be the instrument of that?
Exactly.
It might take a being that was more confused to say, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah,
and to push that negative energy at me.
Love them. They know not what they do. And you know this, and here's the gift is that we are grateful that they played their role so well, and their role has just begun. There is a price to pay. It's not just because we are grateful and see the higher version does not mean those who chose to propagate this won't have their own experience. What they've said is yes to the illusion, and we've said yes to the illumination, and it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
Balance always
now
comes.
All must reap the reward of the choice, whatever that reward looks like. And so we are grateful because the reward is you. The reward is this community. This community, through this experience with Shri, has anchored evermore. And please, with all our heart and soul, tell everyone you know about the app, Spiritual Mastery with Shri and Kira. Get the app, get the app. We are so close to our 1,000. I mean, guys, we're like a breath away. And Archangel Zadkiel had said that when we hit that 1,000 mark, the first 1,000, he showed us how many it will grow to. That's the springboard. That's the quantum leap. And so help us get there before April 16. 13. We're like less than 100. So let everybody you know download the app.
And I also want to come back to the prayers that were offered. You know, it touched me deeply to have so many hundreds of emails offering prayers, offering love.
Yes.
And what I saw, because as I would relax, close my worldly eyes and tune in, I saw the rays of light leading to each person's heart, leading to each person's higher self.
Yeah.
And I realized that through my suffering
we saw you all. We saw your faces.
You were activated, meaning those of you who felt touched by this experience, my role was to help you open more.
Yes.
Your role was to help me remember that I'm part of this community and to love more. And together we helped each other.
We did. And it was also to call us out. You know, Shri and I went into this kind of self-imposed exile because we really did not enjoy the lack of authenticity. We didn't enjoy all the politics in the spiritual world. We didn't enjoy any of that. So we checked out. And we went to live in the highlands with the Mayan elders, and now we're living here with the Kanyari and the ancient Inca. And you know, my loves, we're ready to be with you because together we are better. And this is the energy of April. This is what we're going through right now, and it's just an extraordinary moment. And Shri and I are excited. We're tired. We need you all to hear that we're gaining our speed. Probably it's going to take us till May to really get up to momentum with everything that we're being asked to do, because we did our miracle team, our miracle mastery ceremony this morning, which was awesome, which if you have our app, the video and or the audio will be up by this afternoon. You can tune in again, but it tired us out so much we had to go to sleep.
I had to take a little nap.
We had to take a nap to come do this show.
This body needed rest.
And we'll probably be taking a nap right after the show, but we are here. We are better than ever, and we are gaining momentum. And as we were leaving Shri's room, I've told this story many times, but it was just so touching. They had just put Shri in his wheelchair, and I leaned down, I gazed into his eyes,
moment of liberation.
And I said, my angel, you are a child born anew. You are a baby learning his body
again.
again. And together we are going to make it better than ever. And we walked around to the corridor, and the man that was wheeling Shri rang the bell for the elevator. And as the elevator opened, this beautiful mother was wheeled out in her gurney, and her beautiful, beautiful newborn baby right next to her. And I lost it because I just thought, is the universe so beautiful that we had just talked about the fact that we were in this newborn moment and we run into this beautiful mother and newborn baby? I mean, guys, you gotta love the universe. Each of you is being born anew right now. Each of you that's saying yes, each of you that's not giving in to the negativism, please, with all my heart and soul, if you can, anytime between now and April 16th, as much as you can, really try to say no to even looking at, even comedy shows my husband enjoys. I won't let him, he can look at them without me. I'm not engaging it at any level.
They're always still transmitting the political jokes, which is pulling you back into the drama.
And it does, even if you're laughing. And so the gift of being completely away from this right now is that my divine connection with the divine directors, even happened this morning, those of you that were with us in the ceremony, the ensoulments are becoming richer. They're becoming more common. So everything is expanding. And Shri, let's say hello. We have so many callers. Let's grab another one right here.
Why don't we say hi to Mary from Texas?
Exactly. Hey, Mary, namaste. Welcome, beloved one.
I want to tell you, Kira, you're amazing. Exactly how you described us being a newborn and born again in the light is amazing. I'm so grateful to have you and Shri and bringing the light to so many people. I'm so grateful for the miracle that happened for Shri and for you.
Thank you.
I found inspiration through your radio and through your stories and your guidance. You're amazing. And I wanted to see if you could bring forth a message for my beloved. His name is Ray. And he's trying to get moved here. And we're holding prayer for that to happen.
Wow.
So whatever you have that comes through would be amazing.
Well, my beloved angel, first and foremost, you have me in tears. You are such a bright, brilliant, like you're an angel, and your wings are gorgeous. But your lungs, honey, as I'm connecting with you, I feel so much grief, like you through Ray and Ray through you. There's like this deep lung connection of it's like you breathe together, and there's this energy right now. And what I'm hearing is that bring your hands to your crown, and I'm doing this too. It's almost like I would be rubbing my fingers through my hair, but I'm really activating my crown chakra. And they're saying those prayers are being heard. Amplify the love, experience the joy, trust in the moment, and know that you are being heard. And they're telling me that I keep hearing the word 9 and multiples of 3. What I'm sensing, what I'm hearing is that within 90 days, this whole thing is like turned around and resolved. And so you are a miracle in motion. And remember, each of us that has gone through this journey with Shri, whether we went through it in real time, whether we're connecting with it in the future, if you're connecting with this energy, it's because there's a miracle ready to manifest in your life right now. And so it is, Mary. And so you are. I love you, honey. Thank you for the gift of you. Thank you, my love.
I love you both. Thank you so much for holding the light for everyone. Thank you.
We love you too, honey. Mwah. Many blessings, my beautiful angel. Thank you. Thank you. And wow, this is so much about the moment where, and let's not forget, guys, that after April 16, we head into the energy of resurrection that permeates the entire planet in one way or another. And we're going to be talking a lot more about that.
What will be coming up
next week. And remember, tomorrow on The Voice of Passion and Action with Shri and Kira, we're going to dive a lot deeper into these April mysteries and what's unfolding right now. And Shri, do we have enough? I think we do.
Yeah, we have time.
I think we should read this again. We already have up a very small little video on the April predictions at our YouTube channel, Official Shri and Kira. Even if you just go watch the last 3.5 minutes again, do it. Watch it more than once. But Shri's going to read you the first paragraph of this powerful message from the divine directors, and then we're going to really unpack that more tomorrow. And can I also share that I'm really, really honored, guys, that I believe Quantum Clairvoyance is full. I think we might be able to get 2 or 3 of you more in. We start Tuesday night. I am beyond honored to teach you the 8-fold quantum revelation and how to enter the quantum field at any time and receive readings and clarity. So thank you all for supporting Quantum Clairvoyance at a very powerful time on the planet, because through learning Quantum Clairvoyance, you can become certified. It gives you an actual tangible gift to help others as well. So I bow before you all, and I thank you for that gift.
And I just want to say that learning how to safely enter the quantum field and receive your higher wisdom is a wonderful doorway to have open at this time on our planet. Yeah. Look inward for the answers.
Absolutely. And you can do it. And that's what this teaches you. So if you're interested, go to shriandkira.com. If it accepts your registration, it means we still had that space waiting for you. So Shri, I think today we should close with this beautiful paragraph and really feel into this energy of April, feel into the moment we're in. Make sure you join us tomorrow to learn more, and make sure you also know how much we love you.
Well, let me share here the divine directors. Extreme positionality exists within all illusion. And as the retrograde is over, the dormancy has ended and everything is out in the light. This is the resurgence, the reemergence, the remembrance. Each being will be experiencing this emergence as the gathering of the fuel for the post-April 16 energies that will rapidly escalate everything. A potent moment. People are where they are during this time. The choices have already been made. The momentum is at hand here to assist to expand the awareness.
And so, my beloved ones, pay attention to what has your attention. Really remember that both the illusion and the illumination are the same energy. They are brother, sister. They are friend and lover. They are the one. And each is playing their role perfectly. And whether you find yourself or someone you love in the illusion or the illumination, let go that they are anywhere other than where they are supposed to be for their soul's journey. It's where we are for our journey that matters. And when someone tells you you're 30 minutes from death, May your eyes be on the divine at all times. May you let go of all of that that would seek to rob you of your joy. And may you remember that when we are together, we are better. And that sincerity, love, and presence does create miracles, because we are the living proof. And you guys know that, and so do we. It's a celebration.
Oh, I got to repeat some of that.
Okay.
Because is not the path of awakening to an expanded way of being in love, anchored in the sincerity of your heart, anchored in the presence of being here, fully present, fully awake, and anchored in a love that is non-judgmental.
Yeah.
Beloved ones, take that in, be with that, because each of us is learning in our own way to expand into that foundational place.
It's all good. It is. It's just all good. Love them. They know not what they do. Witness yourself witnessing the witnesser, so that you may become the evolved witness again. The broader view always brings greater compassion for ourselves, our world. We love you, and I hope we see you tomorrow.
Many, 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 many blessings. See you tomorrow.
I hope so too. Namaste.
Namaste.